Ooh, grab your friends, it's time to vibe. Come together, feel that rise. Watch the game while the beat flows. At the sports bar where anything goes. Laughter and joy, we're in the zone. On the swivel at the sports bar. Cheering loud, feeling like a star. Good times, laughter and every score. On the swivel, come back for more. Come back for more. Tasty treats and soulful sounds. Feel the rhythm is where joy's found. With every cheer we come alive. Come on in, let's thrive and jive. In this moment we find our groove. On the swivel at the sports bar. Cheering loud, feeling like a star. Good times, laughter and every score. On the swivel, come back for more. Ooh, come back for more. Ooh, come back for more. Tasty treats and soulful sounds. Feel the rhythm, it's where joy's found. Ooh, with every cheer we come alive. Come on in, let's thrive and jive. In this moment we find our groove. On the swivel at the sports bar. Cheering loud, feeling like a star. Good times, laughter and every score. On the swivel, come back for more. Swing on by, don't miss the fun. At the sports bar, the best begun. Ooh, come back for more. 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 Come back for more.
Welcome aboard to the Swivel at the Sports Bar. Hey, listen, like, share this live. You can subscribe and comment. We got football, we got basketball, we got a little bit of boxing, they got some tennis stuff going on. We had the 3-on-3 league with the WNBA. We talked a little bit about that. And we just got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. But, first we're going to always start with talking about football. But here's a disclaimer for any copyright stuff, hey, listen, it's all fair use. I should start putting more stuff in the description box for what I use. But the one thing I did do is stop embedding the videos. All right, football. We are down to the championship games this weekend, which we're all looking forward to. Before we actually get there, we got to talk a little bit about what happened last week. Let me just see something. Hold on for a second. Yeah, before we get to that, let's just talk about this. Okay, the Commanders won. There's a whole bunch of Detroit fans who are upset over that. I don't blame them. Detroit got their butts whipped by the young boy. What can you say? Hello, tell you how you feeling. It's another day on the sports bar. A couple of my buddies said they're going to show up, but who knows when they will. But so it's like I said, we're talking football. Anyway, so the Commanders actually surprised the Lions, but I wasn't really that surprised, and I'm kind of happy the Commanders are going forward. It's going to be a great game against the Eagles coming up. We'll talk about that. I'm upset about the Ravens. I wanted them to beat the Bills. Damn it. I went to school in Buffalo, by the way. I stayed up in Buffalo from shit, man, 76 to 82. Yeah. Back when I first went up there was tumbleweeds going down the street in Buffalo, and it was like a ghost town. And by the time I left, they had a Hyatt Regency and a new train station and all that kind of stuff going on in the middle of Main Street. So things change. Then the Chiefs, we definitely I want to see the Chiefs beat the Bills. Should be a good game. We'll see. Should be a good game. But I think Mahomes is going for history. So, all right. So this is the drop heard around the world, around the NFL, Mark Andrews. And I got to show a little bit about that. I mean, I feel sorry for the brother because I know, hey, what's going on? What's going on, Ramsey?
Mr. Payne, how you doing?
All right, man. You just came right on time. You must have heard me say Bills or something.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man. I got to show the drop there around the world, man. Shoot. Okay, hold on for a second.
All right.
Yeah, you're at a computer, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right,
I can
cool.
see it.
Unbelievable.
Lamar in shotgun. He's got all day. And now he's going out to his right. He's still standing there. Fires over the middle, and it's, oh my God.
And I was saying, yeah.
Touchdown! Ravens!
Okay, don't be so happy.
Isaiah Likely. Lamar in shotgun with a back line up to his right. 93 seconds on the clock. Lamar immediately rolling out to his right. Fires. It's caught. He falls in, and it's no. It is incomplete to Mark Andrews.
How did he? Oh my God!
It was in his hands. He just dropped it.
That was a softball too.
Just drops it. Lamar in shotgun. He's got all.
I just played.
Now he's rolling out to his right.
Stop it. I just got it. I'm in shock. I couldn't even stop it on time.
Oh my God! Caught. It's a touchdown! Ravens! Isaiah Likely. Lamar in shotgun with a back line up to his right. 93 seconds on the clock. Lamar immediately rolling out to his right. Fires. It's caught. He falls in, and it's no! They are not gonna get it! It is incomplete to Mark Andrews.
God, that double clutch right there.
It was in his hands. He just dropped it. It's the perfect pass. Mark Andrews just drops it. Lamar.
Oh, man, that guy is killing me, man. I'm telling you like this. Oh, no.
But Mark Andrews, he dropped one earlier in the game.
He had a bad game.
And he fumbled that.
But you know what? Lamar Jackson didn't have the greatest of games either, though. That's what I'm thinking. But that drop kind of took the pressure off him because that was, in the past, he would probably do that ball too hard, too high. That was right in the belly basket, man.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Yeah, a high schooler would have caught that 99 out of 100 times.
Yeah, just no doubt about it, man. I don't know how he missed that ball. All right, so we're going to go over a couple of things on what's at stake. So we're going to look at they're going to do a little small analysis of each quarterback. So, I mean, I'm going to stop and start. It's like 7-8 minute tape, but we could start and we could talk about what we think about how they analyze each other. I have some questions about the quarterback later as well. So we're gonna look at a little bit of tape on this one. Man, what's at stake?
Back on HQ where we are down to the good stuff. Conference title Sunday is set first. A third meeting of the season between divisional foes for the right to represent the conference. Jaden Daniels looking to become the first ever rookie to start a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts hoping to lead his team to business unfinished and in the nightcap. Oh, buddy. a collision course once again as those in red try and further a dynasty. The one in blue looking to exercise some demons. So many angles to attack, and we got two of the best on it. Lige Douzable, Logan Ryan, 19 years of NFL experience between them. And fellas, experience will be at the forefront on Sunday, surely. Those who have it, those who lack it, all going to be under the spotlight. Dudes, these are the games that define careers, the way we talk about dudes. What's at stake for Josh Allen as you position him against the best in the business?
Yeah, Moose, he has the opportunity to submit his legacy, right? Because when you look at what he's done throughout the regular season and even in the divisional rounds, he is yet to win an AFC conference championship game. He is yet to get to the pinnacle of the Super Bowl. That bad man, Patrick Mahomes, has been in his way. So this is the game to submit Josh Allen's legacy to be in that rare air as a guy that could be talked about in regards to Patrick Mahomes or even a Joe Burrow who's been to a Super Bowl. That has been the one sticking stone for him right now. He's 0-3 versus Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs now. He's had some success during the regular season, but we know if you want to be enshrined as one of the best quarterbacks of all time, you have to get a Super Bowl ring. This game right here will be the beginning stages of Josh Allen submitting his legacy if he's able to go into Arrowhead and pull off the upset.
Yeah, I'm going to preface it by saying as a player, the legacy talk kind of gets overrated, I think. I think these guys have proved a
All right, so what's wrong with my man's hair, man?
lot.
Yeah, he got some serious stuff there.
Right? He's the only player since 2008 to have an all-pro quarterback, but no one else's team's an all-pro. So he's done something since Drew Brees, however many years ago, 2008, where he's doing this without any other all-pros on his team. What this win will do for Josh Allen, in my opinion, if you guys are any wrestling fans like I was growing up, he will be the people's champ. He's a WWF, WWE people's champ. If he can take out Mahomes and stop a three-peat here, I think everybody in America will get a Josh Allen's jersey. No one really roots for the Chiefs outside of Kansas City. So I think he'll be the people's champ of the league if he's able to take out the Chiefs dynasty here.
What is it, a BMF?
All right, so it's a good thing they started with your boy Josh, okay? So do you agree with these guys, their analysis?
I do. I think that he's got to get over this hump because he's had so many opportunities, and I won't say he failed, but the team failed. So yeah, I agree. This is going to cement him as one of the greats if he just gets to the Super Bowl and performs well.
So in this circumstance or thing, is he and Lamar Jackson are in the same boat. Patrick Mahomes is their Michael Jordan.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's their Michael Jordan. There's a chance that they may never win a ring because of Pat. They're all around the same age.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
he
true.
can keep them from the brass ring. How many Hall of Fame players didn't get a championship because of Michael Jordan? It's a lot.
Yeah, Patrick Ewing. There's a lot. Yeah,
Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing. I mean, there's a lot, and then some people make this is what irked Hakeem Olajuwon. People keep telling him he wouldn't have one either if Mike was still playing.
That's
he don't like
Jordan
that.
was on hiatus. That's right.
Yeah, man. So Patrick is standing in the way of people solidifying their legacy.
And the interesting thing about that Patrick's standing in the way, and Patrick has not really played that well these last couple of years. I mean, he's certainly an all-world quarterback, but his numbers, his stats, have been nowhere near what it was 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, but that's true now because I think the anticipation is let's get over the regular season, get to the playoffs. But that playoff game last week, though, he played pretty well.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to really see that game last week. But yeah, from what I saw on the highlights and looking at some of the stats, yeah, he played well.
All right, so let's see.
Sometimes they fight for
I mean, that's what I'm getting a jersey.
Yeah, it feels like one of those. I mean, legacy in seasons. It's crazy to even say as a start
conversation. The pace he's on in his career, you're going to get a LeBron Jordan comparison with him. You're going to get a him and Brady Montana, right? You're going to talk about the greatest of all time. And if he's able to get a Super Bowl here, then that will be a three-peat. That's never been done. Brady hasn't done it. Montana hasn't done it. Marino hasn't done it. There's no quarterback who's ever done that. So when his career is all said and done, I think he's going to be in that rare air. We talk about GOATs, best to ever do it. He will be in that conversation, keep his pace.
Did anybody ever tell his brother that Marino doesn't even have one?
Exactly. So he's
but none of those
Marino
GOATs before.
He's got to get one
I
first.
play with Tom Brady. He helped get that Super Bowl behind that picture there, but he didn't do 3 in a row. So Mahomes could do something that no one's ever done before and really be the lead horse there in that greatest of all time category because they'll have that rare air of a dynasty 3 in a row.
Yeah, Logan, NFL immortality is what awaits Patrick Mahomes if he gets this three-peat done. People have been wondering, right now, if Mahomes finished, where would he be ranked amongst the greatest quarterbacks? People say he hasn't reached Brady's stature yet. The next quarterback on that list, Moose and Logan, Joe Montana. You know what Mahomes has already done? He's tied him for second most playoff wins already. This is Mahomes' only 7th season starting, and he's already got 16 playoff wins, right? And then when you look at what Montana has done Super Bowl-wise, he has 4 rings. Well, if he's able to go get this three-peat done, he will have 4 rings as well. So now there is no debate on who is the second best quarterback of all time. And the crazy thing is, he is just in the beginning stages of his career, right? When you're in your 7th year, Logan, you're still in your stage where you're still learning the game a little bit and you're still taking off. So it's like, how much more can Patrick Mahomes do in another 7 or 10 years? So when you talk about if Mahomes wins this ring and gets the three-peat, NFL immortality awaits him because he'll be staring at only Tom Brady as the only quarterback to have more Super Bowl rings than him. And again, it's crazy to think in just 7 years as a starting quarterback, he's already tied Joe Montana in playoff wins.
It's unbelievable.
Remember before this guy, man, Brady. See, when this other guy start to challenge numbers, you never really see how good Brady's numbers are until you find some comparisons. 14 AFC championships.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing, man.
Unbelievable, because if I'm not mistaken, 15.
You gonna say something?
Yeah, no, you're right. 14 AFC championships and what? Seven Super Bowls.
Right. Ooh.
7 Super Bowls.
And it could have been 8 unless it was. I mean, the Giants took one away from him.
Yeah.
And that would have been an undefeated season. Man, can you imagine if he would have had an undefeated season, had 8 rings?
Mm-hmm.
Get it. I mean, he would have took the Miami thing away, Mercury Morris. Every time he's still opening champagne bottles when somebody loses a game. And he's passed away.
Yeah, I would be too. If I was a Miami Dolphin, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah, man. So anyway, but the Giants they had their number that year.
Yeah.
Seasons of Joe Montana to get those 16 team. And
losing effort to the Kansas City Chiefs 2 years ago. I actually thought he was the best player on the field that day in a losing effort to the Kansas City Chiefs. So it's all about redemption for Jalen Hurts when it comes to winning this NFC Championship game and getting into the Super Bowl and finishing the job. You've talked about it, Moose. Everybody is saying, well, when Jalen Hurts wins in the playoffs, he only averages around 133 passing yards. Logan, we talked about this in the pregame show Sunday. It doesn't matter if you're running for 300 yards a game. You turn around and hand the football off to Saquon Barkley. But there will come a time and place where Jalen Hurts is going to have to make plays with his arm. He did that in the Super Bowl versus the Kansas City Chiefs a few years ago, just had that costly fumble, which essentially flipped the game in the Kansas City Chiefs' favors. Now he has the opportunity for redemption if he's able to win this game and get to the Super Bowl.
Well, before this guy goes, man, a lot of people don't realize how young Jalen Hurts was in the Super Bowl. Same thing as Joe Burrow. Being in a Super Bowl that young, man, is pretty special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lejay. I think the addition of Saquon Barkley from a player perspective really took a hit on Jalen Hurts here on what his role is on the team.
Mm.
He is no longer the star player on the team. He's no longer the closer. He's no longer the reason why they're winning games. He's turning around and handing it off. And we feel like a lot of quarterbacks can do that. So I think what this will be able to do for Jalen Hurts, if he's able to get it done this year, is to prove, just like college, he's a winner. We're never going to give him the credit throwing the ball. We don't think it's pretty enough. We understand when Tua came in there to make that throw in college. But all this guy does is win. He's won a lot starting this league at a tremendous amount. And I think he can say, hey, my numbers may never be up there. I might not be the best thrower in the NFL, but I know how to win. I can win in Alabama. I can transfer, win in Oklahoma. I can get drafted, go take somebody's spot in the league and take my team to Super Bowls and just win. I might not have the gaudy stats, but I'll have that winner label where no matter how much we knock him, how much we don't like how pretty it looks, we understand he has Saquon and A.J. Brown and Vic Fangio in the defense, but he's still the guy that is the alpha leader of the team, and he still finds a way to win. So I think he cares about winning. That's his best trait as a player, is his ability to find ways to win the game with his legs, with his arm. And I think this will cement that, because I think his reputation has took a hit this year with the addition of Saquon Barkley, because we give him all the credit because we know how good Saquon Barkley is.
Yeah, what do you?
This, you know what I can't stand, man? I gotta say this. I'm gonna hold it for a second. I can't stand when you take away credit from a quarterback because you got a good team. That shit don't make any sense to me.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I do.
You know,
just the fact that he says that his reputation took a hit because he's got Saquon Barkley. I mean, he's using the wrong kind of terminology there. His reputation.
Yeah, what you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but they said the same thing about, even though he lost, my man Lamar, because you got my man the Buffalo running back. What's it? My man's name? The running back on
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Henry.
Yeah.
Listen, didn't Trey what's his name for the Cowboys? The announcer. Troy Aikman. Did he have Emmitt Smith?
He did. He had Emmitt Smith, and he had
Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders was on the team. And
is anybody taking away his 3 rings? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hear guys talking. I said, man, nobody's using the fact that he had a nice bomb squad when they raked Minnesota over the coals.
Mm-hmm.
With that stupid.
But I think you make an interesting point though about comparing Jalen Hurts and Saquon to Derrick Henry and Lamar.
That's right.
But Lamar still had, by most accounts, MVP type season.
Whereas, yeah, and you know what? They threw the ball too much too, because even in the game against y'all, they were down on the 2-yard line or 3-yard line or something. Yeah, and they didn't run that ball through. They could have ran the ball 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, certainly, and they would have gotten it. I mean, nobody could stop. Can't stop you 3 or 4 times.
And they were on a 2-yard. I mean, they were like on a 2-yard line. That they backed up from some stupid stuff, making these dumb plays. Just listen. If you give it to him the first time and he falls short, you gotta let him run it one more time.
Mm-hmm.
At least. I mean, stop, man. All this fancy stuff. But anyway, that's another.
Hey, part of my long-standing strategy with the NFL is if you just run the ball 4 times every time you have a possession, you'll never punt. You should never punt. You should be able to get 2.5 yards every time you touch the ball, right?
Yeah.
You should be able to. Right?
Yeah.
So even if they know it's coming, so 2.5 yards, 4 downs, there's your 10 yards plus. So,
well, I want to be a winner. And
one more guy,
again,
and this is the guy.
First, you've got a Lawrence Taylor to ever do it, and this will definitely cement him above a Lawrence. Oh, it's house money for him. He's already cemented himself as one of the greatest rookies to ever do it, and this will definitely cement him above a Lawrence Taylor, Eric Dickerson, Randy Moss. He's already the best rookie quarterback that we've had grace the league. Better than RG3, better than some of these other guys who won playoff games, had really good rookie years, took the league by storm. But Washington Commanders are winning because of Jaden Daniels. When we've had rookie quarterbacks with success, Ben Roethlisberger, Joe Flacco going to Super Bowls as a rookie year, they've had a defense that carried them. They've had a running game that carried them. He doesn't. I mean, you look at his all-time rank there, it's first, second, first. Right? He is the reason that they're winning games. If he doesn't play well, if he has a Lamar performance or if he played like Pat the last round or even Josh Allen, they're not winning. They're not good enough to win outside of him. He is the reason why they're winning. He's the best player in the playoffs so far, the way he's been playing. They start the game with him. They end the game with him. They give him the ball in critical situations to close the game out. He is outplaying Baker Mayfield, outplaying Jared Goff, who are having Pro Bowl seasons. So he's absolutely cemented himself, but he will go down as the best rookie of all time. If he's able to pull off these wins his rookie year, we've never seen anything like it. And, oh, yeah, Randy Moss, Lawrence Taylor, Eric Dickerson, some of these guys who've, like, had player of the year, defensive player of the year, offensive player of the year, their rookie year statuses, they're all Hall of Famers. So that's a pretty good company to keep just your rookie year.
Yeah, I agree 100% with Logan. This could simply be the best rookie season ever, not quarterback position in the NFL. Like what Jaden Daniels is doing is unheard.
So you're going to just repeat. Hey, listen, so I agree with these guys. Jaden is actually, he's a pretty damn good quarterback. We'll see what happens with all that as he goes. To tell you the truth, I wouldn't be surprised if they upset the Eagles.
Yeah, they certainly have a lot of momentum. Nobody thought they'd beat Tampa. Nobody certainly thought they'd beat Detroit. So why not? Because I don't think the Eagles are as strong as the Detroit Lions are or were.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I think for certain that they could do it. But going back real quick to one of your video guests there, when he was talking about best rookie season in the NFL, that begs the question: was this the best rookie season of any of the four major sports? You have to go back and think about it a little bit. Who had the best rookie season in the NBA, the NHL, and Major League Baseball? So it'd be a good comparison to see exactly how Jaden Daniels stacks up against the other leagues as a rookie too.
No, I agree with you. I mean, even if we added tennis, did anybody win when they first hit the court? When a newbie, the Williams sisters, Navratilova, anybody, did they win a Grand Slam when their first time on the court? I would say probably not.
Yeah.
So that's a good question. That's a good question.
But even you roll the clock back just a year ago. We were talking about, or the NFL League was talking about C.J. Stroud and how great he was as a rookie. Right. One of the greatest rookie QBs ever. I don't know if that was actually said, but when you think about it, that's right.
But he had a good rookie year though. He had a pretty good year. And I think it looks at poise. They were more poised in their years. But, since college football started going to like pro sets, instead of just like running the ball, doing the boring stuff. So some of these guys are actually with the offensive wide open and stuff like that, run pass options and stuff. These guys are more ready for the pros than I think they used to be.
Yes. Yeah,
all right, so here's the games. 3:00. Your game is of course, they're going to make it prime time. Yeah, so what you doing, man, for that game, man? What you got? You gonna have some wings? What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'll probably have some wings and some fries and maybe a little bit of pizza and Jared, he's coming over. I think I told you he moved out in early December.
Yeah, you told me.
He got his own place, so he'll be coming over because he's a Commanders fan. So
man, so y'all
growing up in Washington, so he'll be over for both the games.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's good, man. So, one of my frat brothers told me they got at the frat house, they got like 2 85-inch screens. They said the brothers are gonna hang out over there. I'm just, man, I might have to force myself to go. Yeah. I do, because I'm kind of becoming what you call it, a reclusive and shit.
Recluse?
But man, a little bit more.
You used to get out to the bars, right, on Sundays, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I might have to force myself to go. I mean, me and the wife, we're going to be doing something the first of this week. We're going to get out of town. We're going to, I'm thinking about going to Buffalo, matter of fact, because we have a district meeting up there in April. Okay. I haven't decided, but, if I get a room, it makes sense, I'll probably drive up or something.
Oh, that's cool. So where do y'all usually meet?
Now it moves. It moves around. It moves around. So this year it's in Buffalo. The main hotel is going to be the Hyatt downtown.
Yeah. Okay. I know exactly where it is.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I contemplate. So April, the weather would probably be, probably break.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Be a decent day, decent up. So I don't know, man. I've been working out a little bit, man. Feeling a little bit better. So I don't know. So let's see what's next. So here's the schedule. Moving the rest of these just kind of just slides. We got the college football. Did you see the championship game? Which is one? Well, you said it. You said Ohio State wiped the ground with these guys, man.
Right. I just couldn't get behind Notre Dame, but yeah, it was somewhat of a disappointing game because it was 31-10 or 7 or whatever.
Man, it was.
But then Notre Dame did make a game of it.
They tried to. I mean, they got it up there in the 20s. The score is not really indicative of how the first 3 quarters were looking, especially the first.
Exactly.
But anyway, I watched some of it, man. But kudos to Ohio State, man.
Yeah.
So whatever. So that's out. Basketball. All right, top. I always do the top 5 plays. They usually have top 10, but they're gonna do top 5. Oh, listen, I haven't. Have you watched the game yet, man?
No.
I have not
watched a complete game. Last night I turned on the Knicks and the Nets only because it was the Knicks and the Nets.
Right.
And then after the first quarter, I'd had enough.
I'm telling you, I have not watched any basketball, man. And that's unusual for me, man. It really is.
Time now for your top 5 plays from Tuesday, and we begin with a little defense. Day'Ron Sharp, the denial. Mikal Bridges getting to the rim, thinks he's got to. Sharp swatting him at the rim. At number 4, some nice passing by the Blazers. You got Danny Avdia to Shaden Sharp, who tosses it up, and DeAndre Ayton taking care of the rest. At number 3, Duncan Robinson hooking up with Khalil Ware, the Rook, extending out. Check this out. Going way up for the one-handed jam. At number 2, go to Toronto, and it's Grady Dick going baseline, avoiding the defender, and throwing down the hammer. That was nice, but nothing better than this. Number 1, give it to the king, LeBron James, continuing to get it done, defying father time.
No doubt.
Austin Reeves lobbing it up. LeBron finishing with the poster over Jonas Valanciunas, and that is your top play from Tuesday.
Yeah, it wasn't LeBron at the Ohio State game just the night before.
Was he?
Yeah. They showed him in the box with a can of something in his hand, so he was there cheering on Ohio State. Now, I guess him being from Akron, now he's Ohio State fan, but so it's amazing. He's there, and was a game in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then the next night he's back in LA, playing a game. So,
hey man, listen, man. I ask people this. I'm gonna ask you this. Do you think LeBron staying in the league is holding back somewhat the guys from blossoming? Some new blood. I mean, who are they gonna go to when he's gone?
So new blood on the Lakers, or just
new blood in the league? You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna put butts in the seats once he's gone and once Steph Curry is gone?
Yeah, so I guess it's Anthony Edwards at this point.
Yeah, is he putting butts in the seat outside of Minnesota?
No. I mean, do people say Minnesota's coming to town, so I want to see Anthony Edwards? I don't think so. It's not.
That's what I'm saying. What's up, Coach Ferg? What's up, champ? What are you guys doing, man? I don't know if they want to. I'm gonna just put the link in here just in case anybody wants to come up. I sent it to them, so they should have it. Anyway, so like I said, I know people don't necessarily agree with me, but I think that even though he's still playing at an all-star level, at some point the league like can't move on. I don't think he's good enough to win a championship anymore with the teams that he's on. He can't fix it anymore.
Yeah.
And he's still good enough, but you know, it's like the league is still revolving around a guy who's been in the league for 23 years. What's going on, Ebony? Or something like that. So I just don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I know nobody really agrees, but I just think, okay, so here's a man though who's been a resurgence. Russell Westbrook he's on a resurgent tour. If you ask me, he's playing well. So I've been he teams up with a real center, and I think he's playing well.
Yeah, see, I haven't been following his stats or really following Denver.
Also played for 5 teams since departing the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2019. His career of late has played out to be quite the table turner in many ways. That being said, Westbrook is crafting a new story this season, arguably his best season in several years. Denver's 2-year deal with Westbrook struck over last year's offseason, sparked many confused question marks and low expectations within the NBA media. First glance, Westbrook playing alongside Jokic and Jamal Murray appeared to be a deterrent rather than an incentive. His fit with the league's best center, who many believe to be the best player in general, didn't look right. However, several games into the season, Westbrook's fit in Denver has been anything but unsuccessful. In December, when the former MVP became just the 3rd player to ever record a perfect triple-double, his already well-established role for the Denver Nuggets became axiomatic. That night, Westbrook joined his teammate Nikola Jokic and Sacramento Kings star Domantas Sabonis as the only players in league history to generate a triple-double with 0 turnovers and go without a miss from the field and the free throw line. All he had done before then and since.
Man, you know what, man? That's incredible.
I had never even heard of a perfect triple-double until just now.
That's incredible.
People make up all kinds of stats. It's amazing. It's incredible. But I had never heard of that before in my life. A perfect triple-double.
Ain't that something, man?
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's just the way it is, man. So he's you know, listen, I saw a podcast when the guy tried to say, and nobody laughed at him, he says, listen, I can make a case that Russell Westbrook is the greatest point guard that ever lived. If you looked at the stats, right? Because he had 4 triple-double, he had 4 seasons averaging triple-double.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people don't like him. I don't know if it's just the way he looks or whatever. But the truth of the matter is, he won, you know, they said, well, he's just padding his stats, okay, and blah, blah, blah. But when you look at his win-loss ratio with those triple-doubles, he was winning almost 78% of his games.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you argue? I mean, listen, the name of the game is winning, right? So if you win 78% of your games, and you got triple-doubles doing it, how do you make that into a negative?
Yeah, and when he was with Oklahoma City those years, he was unstoppable. He was unstoppable.
He was incredible, you know, and you know, they should have won a championship, man. But all right, so here's get the Cavaliers and the Thunder. These guys are trying to get through the season without losing more than 10 games. I think that's the Thunder and the Cavaliers have that in their head that they want to try to break records, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, what was the team went 73? Was it Golden State that won 73 and 9 or something like that?
And I can remember way back Philadelphia, 50 years ago, whatever it was, they went. Oh no, it was the other way around, wasn't it? It was like 9 and 72 or something. I'm thinking the reverse. Yeah.
Yeah, and they lost the championship when they did that too.
Yeah,
that was LeBron and Kyrie Irving beat them.
Right.
Nothing in the WNBA, but they have this new Unrivaled league. We don't have to say much about it, but it started on the 17th. And they actually had some games. Now I didn't watch any of them. These seemed like high-scoring games here. So I don't know who watched them. I certainly didn't watch them. The next game's on Friday on TNT. So they got television time. You know, so it's going to be that's primetime network.
Yeah, this is the first I'm hearing of the league, man. And
Yes,
I try to be plugged into most things, but this is the first I'm hearing.
So
of
you're
this
right
league.
here on the swivel at the sports bar. I'm the guy talking about my shit is so unique that ESPN, nobody's talking. You think they have one of these things on ESPN? What's the name of it? Any of them, you know?
Yeah, and I watch some of the ESPN talk shows, and it's not come up. Maybe it's because they don't have the TV contract, huh?
It may be, right? You know, I'm talking about the Unrivaled League. I got a little placeholder for the Unrivaled League. So this is unique.
Yeah. But I wonder if that kind of dilutes the women's college basketball,
actually,
WNBA.
No, it doesn't. I mean, look at where it's strategically placed after the season. The whole league, the whole purpose of the league, right, is to give them professional basketball where they don't have to go overseas.
Yeah.
And I don't think, and they got a lot of investors in it, but I don't see how it's going to make any money since the main league doesn't make any money.
Correct.
So anyway.
And it's up against the women's college basketball, which has gotten a resurgence over the last 2 to 3 years. So, I just wonder about the timing of it all. But I understand if it's truly to, help the women such that they don't have to go overseas, I'm all for that.
Well, just think about it, though. Can you really saturate women's basketball right now? Right. So these are ladies playing a 3-on-3, which is not a 5-on-5. So they're kind of kind of matching the energy of Ice Cube's league, right? 3-on-3. Yeah. They're going to have a short season. It's like an 8-week season, and at least 2 or 3 of those weeks are playoffs. And then they're going to have a 1-on-1 tournament. And whoever wins the 1-on-1 tournament gets $250,000.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're trying to do something. And
I guess the question is Angel Reese on the team?
Yeah, she's playing. She's
playing, and
Caitlin's not, though.
Caitlin's not. All right.
Yeah, you know what, man? She's in the gym all the time. Instead of showing her tits, she's in the gym trying to get better.
Mm-hmm.
3-on-3, ain't nothing there. The big 3. So we into the other sports banter, so we're coming down to the thing. I got something for you guys. Let me see the next one. All right. I want to give a little birthday shout out to my girl, Charlene. Okay. So this might not be sports per se, but I want to give a little shout out to my girl, Charlene. So bear with me. Oh boy. Let me find it. It's in here somewhere. Nope. There you go. Happy birthday, Charlene.
So we need to talk about department.
Look at her face.
Sorry to interrupt. Charlene, there is a drillogram for you.
Drillogram? What on earth's a drillogram?
Hey, mind that. Alright, you lot don't know this, but it's your girl Charlene's birthday, and her boyfriend Phil got us to do this message. It's gonna be a bit of a sticky one still. You get me, Charlene?
Blow out your candle, stand at that cake, get dipped. Stand up, take some pics, post on Instagram, Snapchat, crack that bottle of champagne and take some sips. In France, they say bon anniversaire, shout out all the man them that's here. Like Lynn from accounts, Tim from HR, and your line manager Claire. Oi, let's not forget your boyfriend Phil. He's a good boyfriend still. Could've gave you a box standard birthday card, but your boy went drill. And he's taking you out for a slap-up meal at a fancy bar and grill. And word on the road is he got you a hot air balloon flying over a hill.
Who's the birthday girl? You're the birthday girl. You're the birthday girl. Who's the birthday girl? You're the birthday girl. Who's the birthday girl? You're the birthday girl. You're the birthday girl. Who's the birthday girl? You're the birthday girl.
Alright. Man, can we move though?
Complete embarrassment.
Greetings, still.
Oh man, maybe I'm the only one who thought that shit was great. Yeah.
I would love to hear what she said to Phil. What she told him.
She's probably in jail now. You know what I'm saying?
Like, don't
Can you
embarrass me in
imagine?
front of my colleagues like that again. You know?
Oh Jesus Christ! And you know how you got to put on all these ears. She's the only black one in the room full of white women and shit. She got that ugly ass wig on though, but it's so funny, man.
It is.
He's talking about he's still a good boyfriend still. Oh man, I've seen that before, man. It doesn't get old for me, man. It does not get old. That's my girl Charlene. Perfect name too. All right. So tennis. Are you watch any tennis?
Nah, I haven't.
The husband and wife team, Monfries, he's a Frenchman, and I don't know if they're married. I just call her wife. They have a baby. This lady, Elena, Fitzolina, whatever her name is, Fitzlova, whatever. They're together, got kids and stuff. They got eliminated in the quarterfinals. But so I thought I didn't know he was married to another or hanging out with another tennis player. So they're both pretty good. So they could talk tennis all night long, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And
raise a tennis prodigy, right?
Absolutely. So I just thought that was interesting, man, that they're together. And so here's the semifinals. My girl Coco Gauff is out, but Madison Keys is still alive. And so was another American, Sheldon. So that's pretty good. I was hoping Coco would have still been alive, but Djokovic is still alive. So he's looking to break a record too. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to cover a little bit of everything.
No, you got to.
All right. So I introduced my girl Shanika Johnson. And I want to introduce her a little bit more today. You should have saw what I had last week. And she's a boxer. So let's introduce my girl again. No, that's not it. I gotta find it. I got so many things up here. There it is. Got OnlyFans right up there on the top. Thank you back, baby. Thank you back. Man, yeah, man. She's a boxer. Yeah, she's a boxer, man. She's pretty good. I think she's a champion. But man, that pretty face getting scarred up and everything.
Yeah, that's awful in a way. I mean, because sure she could do a lot of different things, but if she's good,
she's doing OnlyFans.
If she's good and this is her calling, then hey, more power to her.
So I got questions for you now, man. We're down to the questions. All right. Okay, who was more at fault for the Ravens' loss, Lamar or Mark Andrews?
That's a great question. I'd have to say Lamar, and the reason being is yes, Mark Andrews clearly dropped a couple of balls, but had he dropped those balls, in the first quarter, nobody would notice. But Lamar turned the ball over twice, right? He turned the ball over twice. And one of the things that's been said about Lamar, He's only turned the ball over, what, 4 times, 5 times?
All season.
Yeah. So I think if you had to place slightly more blame on the scale, I think you would go to Lamar.
And his only saving grace is that actually his only saving grace was that touchdown. If he wouldn't have made that touchdown at the end of the game with a chance to tie it, not even win, but the chance to tie, it would be all on him. Forget about all the intermediate drops by Andrews. Didn't have a good game at all game. But if he wouldn't have been able to make that, and that was a pretty miraculous throw. Matter of fact, Buffalo had to be asleep at the switch for a long pass like that to get all the way down into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah. But, yeah, when you look at it, I watched the replay of the game because I like to watch the line play the second time around,
Okay.
And when you look at it, he had all kinds of time.
Yeah,
7 seconds, right? So at some point, somebody's going to break open. And, so it was just no rush on the part of Buffalo. And then when you listen to the coaching staff of Buffalo, they said that was kind of their strategy, rush 3, have a spy, and hopefully the defensive backs could come through.
Well, but again, that means there's 8 people back.
Yeah.
So for him to complete, that was what like a 25-yard pass, 30-yard pass?
Long pass, yeah.
Where was everybody?
Yeah.
Because that's the compensation, right? You got 3 people rushing. That means 8 people in back. They only have 5 receivers or 6 at max out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, you're right. You go man up on the 5 receivers, and you still got 2 or 3 back there kind of playing a zone.
Absolutely.
So you got a mixture of man and zone back there.
Absolutely. So that was a so I'll give them credit for that. But to tell you the truth, they shouldn't even have been in that position. But that Mark Andrews job, man, you know what? The reason why the drop is one thing, but it was disappointing because I feel robbed, not of the game, but of the excitement I could have had for overtime.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was looking forward to because it still wasn't no fait accompli that they would win that game.
Correct. Because there was still, a minute 30 seconds left.
But let's just say, yeah, they could have gotten to field goal range. But let's just say that it would have went into overtime. So it's anybody's game, right? In the playoffs, you play till the game is over. So it's none of this 10-minute bullshit.
Yeah.
So anyhow, so next one is Jaden Daniels.
But
wins,
you think who do you think? I'm sorry, who do you think is more at fault? You think it's
I think it's Lamar. I don't think they should be. I don't think he should have had heroics at the end. I think those turnovers were meaningful. If for nothing else, one of them led to a touchdown, I believe.
Mm-hmm. True.
So that I would erase that, or at least it would have been a different time set. If the Buffalo would have got another touchdown, it would have been a different time in the game. And the fumble was really like an unforced error. Hey, listen, if you get rushed like that, you tuck that shit away.
Correct.
And then when they were down on the 2-yard line and they did all these shenanigans, instead of running, you got this big horse, just run. If he doesn't get in, I can live with that.
Mm-hmm.
They started doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So, so I don't know, man. I just want him to get the monkey off the back. But I think he and Josh Allen are in the same boat. They got to get past the king.
Yeah, very true. I think there's more pressure on Jackson though because he's already won 2 MVPs and could be a third. Who knows?
And it could be a third. Let me tell you, I know he doesn't even want it. He'll take it
at this point, right?
Yeah. He doesn't even want it. But anyway, and I wouldn't really – I mean, you got to be gracious even if you win, but I wouldn't even want to be like a Pyrrhic victory. Anyway, Jaden Daniels, we talked about him a little bit. He wins the Super Bowl. Does he have 1 foot in the Hall of Fame?
I'm sorry, man, but your vocabulary, man, I haven't heard that word Pyrrhic victory in years, man. I haven't heard that since high school English, man. Where it means when a person you get a victory, but at some
It don't mean
substantial
shit.
cost.
That's right. What's the cost? That's exactly. But
Man,
anyway,
it brings back memories, man.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's one of those things. That one stick. I like that word, man. I like that phrase. I really do, man. It really has a lot of meaning.
Yeah.
In life. Yeah, because a lot of people have a lot of those things and they think they're doing something, but they're not really. The cost is too great. But anyhow, but what about Jaden Daniels if he wins the Super Bowl? What does that really mean as a rookie? Does he have 1 foot in the Hall of Fame?
Wow. That's saying a lot because I'm trying to think of 1 or 2 year wonders in sports.
Well, that's
in
one of the reasons
football.
why I'm asking. That's one of the reasons why
Yeah,
he'd have to
because-
lose. He would have to stink up the joint not to get in.
Well, he could be average the rest of his career also, right? If he gets to the Super Bowl, and you're saying if he wins it, he wins the Super Bowl, and then the rest of his career, the next 10, 15 years, he's just an average quarterback.
Well, okay, let me give it to you this way. Let's use your words. If he plays for another 15 years, he's not average.
Man, I can name you half a dozen quarterbacks.
I know. Yeah, you're right. But listen, you think first of all, I hear you. He can stick up the joint. That's if Commanders revert back into a bad management team.
Yeah,
I would say that the rest of his career, even whether he wins or not, is going to be from average to great, and not from bad to average.
You're probably right. And then you got to figure unfortunately there's going to be a couple of injury years.
Injuries.
He
is slight. He is real slight.
Yes. But I think that if he wins the Super Bowl and he plays 80 to 90% like he's played this year, yes, Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that. Okay. So, okay, and this is slightly politics, but I'm tying it to sports. What do you think about banning men from playing women's sports and making that part of the executive order to enforce, common sense? And why do we need to do it? I think it's unfortunate. I mean, common sense tells you that we shouldn't have biological men playing against women. And the fact that the country was canceling, firing people, shaming people, hurting young women, it's crazy. But I don't know why we had to have an executive order to say, listen, if you're a man, you can't play women's sports. I mean, what do you think about that?
No, I could agree with that. And I look at the situation with our daughter back in high school when she was in high school. So, a dozen years ago, she tries out for volleyball and she was on the fringe of making the team. Right. So I can remember us being in the backyard, setting up a net and making sure she could, get the ball over the net and all this kind of stuff. So, and those were all girls. So I'm thinking if there had been a biological boy, biological man that had shown up, she wouldn't have made the volleyball team. So
yeah,
I think it's unfair to have biological boy man on a women's team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how it even became political. I mean, you're old enough, or maybe you're younger than I am, but I remember how hard women fought for Title IX.
Yes.
And Title IX changed the lives of millions of women.
Yeah, the college sports. Yeah.
Yes. But, just think about what the scholarship did for those women. It got them through college. It got them into professional ranks. They played college. I think sports was almost like a sidebar to the fact that they had a whole door open to them where they could step through with a little athletics that everything else was open to them because they had money to go to school. They started doing all that stuff, and even though some of them turned into monsters, but the truth of the matter is I was a big proponent of Title IX. But it was the only fair thing. It was one of the best pieces of legislation that our government actually put out And to see, liberals and people who are just crazy decide that that's, we're going to put chicks with dicks in women's locker room. I thought it was crazy.
Yeah.
And so
that's going too far.
Well, that's what that is. They were in the locker rooms, right? They were putting their nuts in women's face.
Right. I'm saying allowing that to happen is going too far.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I wasn't saying.
I misunderstood where you was coming from. I mean, we all have daughters, right?
Mm.
We got daughters. Anyway, so so here's an intersection of politics and sports, right? And I think it should have never been political. It should have always just been in the realm of common sense and science.
Mm-hmm.
And that was as simple as that. Well, that was the only question. I try to come up with a couple of questions every so often, to say, hey, well, that we can end this with, talk about, have some discussion.
Yeah. And I think deep down, most people would agree with your point number 3 being that they should not coexist. The right wing says, this shouldn't happen. The liberals, as you point out, say we've got to be sensitive to everybody's needs. But I think when it really comes down to it, I think most people would say that we've got to separate the two.
Well, first of all, most people did say that. That's why a lot of people think like I'm a big Trump fan. The truth of the matter is he's a beneficiary of the country going crazy. All his proclivities, all the shit that, it's all the things that you could say he's bad about. Still, 77 million people voted for him above all of that stuff because they were tired of being canceled. They were tired of being censored. They were tired of being on pins and needles because I got some asshole's pronoun wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People just got tired of it, man. And I think that's what it was. And here's Trump, a man's man, unapologetic for almost anything and everything. And no matter what you think about him, because, listen, before he started running for president, I remember The Apprentice. Everybody was on his tip. I never heard anybody call him a racist before 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I just think that with the way America is going, so pro-feminist and stuff like that, women in general, especially black women, I have to say, have trouble with Trump, even though I can't figure out what he did to them specifically for them to hate him so much, other than the fact that he doesn't believe in no matriarchal bullshit, right? He's a man's man. They don't like that.
Yeah, but, I think we may have touched on this a few months back, but, the whole situation back in the 70s where he was, not renting to black folks so when you talk about racism, that's
well, is it true? Let me ask you a question. Is that really true? I haven't heard one black person who came up and said, yeah, I'm one of the guys who couldn't get into one of his multi-million-dollar apartments. So was it a rank and file black person, or was it his business a manager, or did he directly put an X on somebody's? That's what I'm saying. It's so absurd when I hear that. We're talking about the 70s. It's like canceling the white woman who had a cooking show because when she was in the South as a teenage girl, she used the N-word. It's crazy.
No, I hear you, but when some say that he doesn't have a racist bone in his body, or he's never displayed racism.
Oh,
but
man.
I think that's a tangible item that's been documented by many sources.
Have you seen the source of that? Just think about the kind of apartments we're talking about, and the elitist blacks who were trying to get in. Right?
No,
it wasn't the rank and file black guy trying to rent from one of his high rises.
No, I think it was. I think it
was. He didn't have those kind of apartments. Yeah, who? That's what I'm saying. I still haven't seen any legitimate information.
I'm gonna send you a link to a documentary that I watched It was
Okay.
on PBS Frontline. I'm 99% certain. And the reason
Okay.
that I say I'm pretty certain is because I watched pretty much all of the PBS Frontline documentaries.
Oh, you know what? They said that to me. I'm
gonna send it to you, and
please,
it's all
watch
about
it.
Trump.
Listen, all I'm just trying to say is, okay, and I hate doing this. I still don't see how anybody could think Trump is anywhere near as racist as Joe Biden. I mean, just a cursory review of that man will tell you, oh, he was the guy standing on the steps of a high school saying we can't let these N-words ruin our cultural norms. He does the eulogy for a Ku Klux Klan leader.
So when was this when Biden in high school? You say Biden in the high school. You're not talking
No,
about
Biden was a political figure during the busing time, and he was against it. He was against black integrating into white schools. I mean, that's just cursory history. He was the Senate leader who let the senators re-assault Anita Hill in the well.
Yeah, I remember.
I mean, he was the one behind the crime bill, and the sycophants from the Congressional Black Caucus sold us all down the stream because they were for that too, and where they said you could make a gram of, not even a gram, an eighth of a gram of crack equal to like 10 pounds of cocaine. And then he putting guys into mandatory minimum. I mean, he destroyed the black family.
Yeah. And he tried to, I guess, rectify
you can't apologize for that.
To a certain degree by issuing all those pardons he just issued in the last week.
Well, 8,000 pardons. 8,000, but the guys are 900 years old now.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not going to defend either one of them.
No, but that's not the point. The point really is,
if you're going to compare,
if I go tit for tat, okay, if we go tit for tat, right? We don't have to make it. If I can go tit for tat with Donald Trump being a racist or a white nationalist, with Biden, it's not even close. Because all the way up to everybody looking up his past records about not renting to a couple of black people, all those years when he was in the public eye, there was nothing but black people hanging out with him. They say he employs more black people around him for things in his organization than anybody else. What? And I heard, Jesse Jackson gave him all kinds of money for all of his things before he ran for president. I mean, that's video stuff. He's over there tongue kissing Oprah. It's all kinds of. I mean, it's just they didn't want him to be president because he didn't play the game, because he was outside looking in. So the best way to keep blacks on the plantation is to make this guy a monster. And if he gets in, black lives will be forfeit. We have 4 years of this guy, and Trump didn't lynch one black person.
Figuratively, literally no, figuratively maybe,
No. More black people said they made more money during his 4 years than anything else, up until the pandemic, which was more Fauci's problem and not his. Anyway, that's another thing. But anyway, listen, but like I said, he is just a figure. I just think that the way the country was going made a guy like him possible this term. Right? It made him possible because anywhere else, if the country was running fine, I don't see how he would have won. We had a guy who needs to be in a nursing home as president for the last 4 years.
Yeah. But when you really think about it, though, Rich, Trump is he's not that far behind Biden in terms of needing to be in a nursing home, right?
Yeah, man. That's not true. He is as spry as an old man can possibly be. He is as spry as an old man could possibly be. But he is old. I'll give you that. You that. Anyway, so anyhow, man, we listen. This is cool because this, to me, there's an intersection between relationships. There's an intersection between politics. There's an intersection between sports. I mean, it's hard to have full-length conversations about anything without melding or bleeding into some other situations like that. Because I think, especially when we start talking about Title IX, that's a good one, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to separate politics from sports in a lot of areas. Anyway, man.
It is. And then you can mix in religion too, you know.
Yeah,
There's
religion,
so
yeah,
many
man,
things
isn't that a full life? That's what I'm thinking. You know, life, we try to compartmentalize certain things, but when you do that, you have to almost purposely exclude the intersections between some things just so you can stay on track. You know, but that's not this kind of show, man. I mean, I didn't want to go down too much of a rabbit hole. Hey, listen, I can tell you this: the Republicans and the conservatives are on the clock. I can tell you that they're on the clock. You know, so they're gonna show and prove just like everybody else. So, hey, listen, I need people to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but really to share the show, because this year I'm gonna try to do some things to get more people to come in and stuff, and at least look at it. You know, where did I go? I don't know. It's an extra picture. And so we're at the end, man. You know, so I appreciate you stopping through, man. What's up for the what else you got going on tonight, man? Just chilling.
Yeah, just chilling a little bit. Nothing much. Just try to catch up on a few movies and whatnot. You know, over
What
the
you
next
watching?
weeks.
What you gonna watch?
Man, my daughter, Jaira, she's giving me a whole list of things, man. You know, so I basically go off of her recommendations and whatnot.
Okay.
So she's giving me a whole list of things to check out.
Yeah,
So,
man. I mean, I do that too, man. I got another show I'm gonna do later on tonight. You know, they're gonna be talking Tia Mowry and wanting to get back with her husband. They got like this men's panel that I'm on, and it's run by a lady, and real precious, and that's her channel name. And we get into some interesting conversations, you know. And she's one of those real feminine ladies, you know, not feminist, but feminine. You know, and so she's trying to gauge how men think, right? So I'm like the older guy. They got younger guys on there, and she puts up certain scenarios that we react to, and she has her opinions. And man, she really can't understand how men think. You know, it's funny when we talk.
Well, I bet that is interesting, man. But it's interesting that we are considered the older guys now, man.
Oh man, I'm the dinosaur, man. You know, everywhere I go, I'm like the oldest guy on the panel, man.
Yeah, likewise, man, likewise. You know, but yeah, I was just looking at one of the items on the list. Jaira had mentioned No Good Deed on Netflix. She says it's a series. That's what she's watching. She
I
says
think I saw that. Who's starring in that? I think I saw No Good Deed. Is that a Tyler Perry movie?
It might be. Let me see.
If it's Tyler Perry, I don't watch Tyler Perry.
It's on Netflix. So dark comedy. It says.
Give me a star.
3 very different families compete to buy the same 1920s Spanish-style villa. Does that sound familiar?
No, I didn't see that one.
Linda Cardinelli, Lisa Kudrow, Ray Romano.
No, you know what? No, I didn't see that one. But you know what? That does. I think I saw the coming attraction to it. That's not Tyler Perry, I'm sure. It's not.
No, it's not. And it just came out because it said the first episode was December 12th.
Actually, I think I do want to see that one. I think it's
December 12th of 2024. So it just came out a month ago.
I'm like, you know, did you ever see Hannibal, the new one that came on NBC?
No.
With Mads Mikkelsen, I think.
No,
Mikkelsen. I can't believe that ever was on network TV. I really have a hard time believing that NBC would actually air that, even though it came on at 10 o'clock. It's so graphic. It was fantastically gruesome.
Yeah. Well, you know, the whole Hannibal thing. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But this guy, even though it's hard to surpass my man who did the original Hannibal, this guy Mads was a fantastic Hannibal. Fantastic. You know, so it was like 2 seasons, or 3 seasons, something like that. It was a lot of seasons. So, and they went through the whole thing. It was pretty good. Anyway, man, I'm gonna go hit the intro. Any last parting words before we go, man? I appreciate you stopping up, man.
No, man, I always enjoy it whenever I do. Always enjoy it.
Yeah, man. So I try to put something in there, at least have one thing that we can get into some good conversation. So, you know, good luck this weekend. We'll see. I got to tell you, I want Kansas City to win the game.
Oh, man, come on. No,
you know, even though I spent a lifetime in Buffalo, but I want Kansas City. I want to see history, man.
Oh, no. Definitely not, man. I'm tired of Mahomes. I'm tired of Kelsey, and you know, I'm tired of his girlfriend. You know, it's time to move on. You know. Yeah.
Hey, yo, man, good luck. I mean, listen. Again, yeah, nobody wants to be, you know, a damn, you know, Patrick Ewing to Mahomes kind of, you know, to like a Jordan thing. But he's stopping, man. It's going to be hard to beat Kansas City. They're in Kansas City too.
Yes.
And then the Commanders get in there because I think the Commanders are going to beat the Eagles.
I would like to see that. I really would like to see it for a number of reasons, but if you had to put money on it, though, you've got to.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know I'm saying this boldly because I don't have any money on it. I'm not putting no money on it, but okay. So okay. So let's go down the list. I know we got to leave, but if the Bills play either the Commanders or the Eagles, who would you? I know you're going to go for the Bills, but they can win those games.
Yeah, I would prefer to play the Commanders.
Okay.
Yeah, I would prefer because, you know, rookie quarterback, you know, Washington's defense isn't that good. I think they're middle of the road, 15 or 17 or something like that. Okay. So that's who I.
You went the path of least resistance. That's what.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Kansas City gets in. Yeah, they definitely could beat the 2 teams. The Commander gets in, and they got to play either Kansas City or Buffalo, like you already said about Commanders playing Buffalo. I don't think they would be able to beat Kansas City. I just think they would be too much in awe of what's going on.
Yeah.
And then the Eagles will have the best chance against either one of those teams.
Yeah, I could agree with that. But, you know, the Commanders coach, Dan Quinn, you know, he's been there before, you know, with Atlanta. And, you know, he had basically won the game, right?
But you know what? Here's what I think he'd do, especially against Kansas City. He'd take one of those stupid chances.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think he'd be prone to overcoach in a situation where he should go conservative. I think he strikes me as that kind of coach. Like, you know, throw the pass on the 1 yard line when you have the beast mode.
Yeah, Seattle, yeah, exactly.
the worst call in the history of the National Football League.
Right, and you know, the word after that was they just didn't want Marshawn Lynch to be the MVP. You know, so.
Yep. Anyway, brother, I'm gonna play the outro. Hey, listen, man, you know, I'm here every week, man. You know, I know you got other things to do, but anytime you want to stop up, you're welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
Okay. Best of the family. All right, later.
Yeah, best of yours too.
Grab your friends, it's time to play. Join the fun, we're here all day. Watch the game with drinks in hand. On the swivel, let's take a stand. On the edge of our seats, we live for the thrill. In this moment together, we're feeling the chill. So here's to the laughter as we gaze at the stars. We say goodnight from the swivel at the sports bar. In the flicker of the screens where our spirits ignite, let's cherish this time as we fade into light. fights and big screen thrills. Every moment gives you chills. High fives and cheers, it's quite a sight. Join the crowd, it feels so right. As the game goes on, our hearts beat as one. Memories in the making, oh, this night's just begun. So here's to the laughter as we gaze at the stars. We say goodnight from the swivel at the sports bar. In the flicker of the screens where our spirits ignite, let's cherish this time as we fade into light. So good night, my friends, till we meet again in this world of the game, through thick and through thin.